Hey man, we're checking in, man, right now. This is your guy, DJ, who, more professionally known as Mr. Darian Gibson today. I got on my suit and tie, I got on my shirt and tie. And, I'm in here with, first of all, it's my grandfather, but, my granddad, he's a legendary DJ. He goes by the name of Candyman, and we gonna talk some music history, and I'm gonna get his story on film like I always wanted to do. That was basically always one of my dreams, to sit down with my granddad and get all the stories that I already know, just so I could have them, for the rest of my life. But, without no further ado, here he go, Mr. Arthur Gibson, my grandfather. What's up, granddad?
What's up? All right.
More so known, professionally, formerly known as Candyman, the actual DJ. So here we are. We finally did it, granddad. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so where would you like to start?
Wherever you want me to.
Okay.
I have a history.
You have a very great history. Okay, so, seeing that a lot of people know me as DJ Who, and, they know that I've been a DJ for a minute, but they don't really know my background and how deep DJing it goes through my veins, literally. And so with you being, one of my inspirations for DJing, I would like to let's just go way back, and then we can come back up to the DJing stuff. Where did it all start? Like, what was your first musical inspiration?
Well, I got started in the music as a DJ in 1969. It started in Kowloon, Hong Kong.
Oh, wow.
I was in the military, and I was on R&R, what you call rest and recuperation, and I had a chance to visit a club called the Blow Up Discotheque on Davison Street in Kowloon, Hong Kong.
Okay.
And being a country boy, first time leaving home from Fort Valley, and another country in Asia, I got a chance to go to a club called the Blow Up Discotheque. I seen disco for the first time in my life. And disco to me meant that the lights were going everywhere, the DJ never stopped the music, and I'm like, how in the world are they doing that? Because it was not happening here in the States when I left.
Okay.
And with my curiosity and being an American, we were treated as a black man somewhat like little kings in Hong Kong. So one of the security guards came up to me and asked me, would you like to see how they do that? I said, most certainly. He took me on the stage up there where the DJ was. It was a girl, and her name was Sue. Everybody called her Sue. Sue introduced me to a mixing board, as to where the music was non-stop. This was in the year 1969. And I was there for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
And before I left Hong Kong, I was determined to bring a mixing board back to the United States. It took me about a month to get it, but in the meantime, during the waiting period for my mixing board to come, and it came home, but I was still in the Republic of Vietnam, so I could not use it, but my mixing board was home. So I needed an amplifier. I went and bought a Pioneer amplifier. This Pioneer amplifier was equipped with 2 turntables, plug-ups. I could plug up 2 turntables. And I went and bought me 2 turntables, and the way that I started the mixing on the amplifier is that each turntable had a button that I could push from one side to the other.
Okay.
That's how I started my first mix. Then I got into my board. My board and everything was here. And back during that time, it was about how loud your music is. I wanted the loudest music in town. I started out probably with about 10 home speakers. I got introduced to my first club called the Amvets Club. I went over to the Amvets Club. I took my sound system over there, which basically was a home sound system. And people heard that, hey man, this is a guy over there at the Amvets Club. He can play records and the music never stops.
And that was like a brand new thing. Like,
That was brand new.
you never heard that. Okay, keep going.
No one had never heard it here in the States.
Okay.
Not even Atlanta, Georgia. They weren't doing it. We had a station here from which still exists, WIBB, Macon, Georgia. They weren't even ready for mixing. The big guy at WIBB was Hemp Swing, Satellite Popper. If you're old enough, you know who I'm talking about. And it was an experience. People were coming from everywhere just to hear me mix records. But during that time, there was only about 3 albums out. It was Van McCoy, Bootsy Collins, Tear the Roof Off the Sucker.
Okay.
I'm sure y'all remember that.
Okay.
All I needed was 2 records. The people, they danced off of those 2 records all night long. All night. And
So hold on. Okay. And so this is going great. I just want to bring it back just a little bit. So, okay, so you had your equipment waiting for you to come back from Vietnam, right?
Right.
So when you first got back from Vietnam, you was ready to practice, you was ready to play. Like, so when you got back from Vietnam and you started to, plug up your equipment and started to kind of feel how to work it, still nobody had ever you playing with some technology that's not even thinking about being out over here.
not even in the States.
Wow.
It was not even in the States. Not in the South, anyway.
In the South, okay.
In the South. As a matter of fact, you would think Atlanta was ready for everything. I went to work at a club. I had more people to come down every weekend from Atlanta, Georgia, to Roberta, Georgia, just to hear the DJ play mixed records. And this place I'm talking about, we're not talking about a place where we're talking about 200 or 300 people. We're talking about 1,300 and 1,400 people per night. That's how many people would come out just to hear the DJ mix records.
Yeah.
It was a success.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. So now here we are. So now how was it? Just keep going. I don't even know what to ask. I want you to just keep telling the story.
Well, anyway.
So now we in the 70s. And you got the 3 hot records: Bootsy, Van McCoy. What was the other record?
Bootsy, Van McCoy. We had James Brown. We had a selection of everything, but the majority of the records that time was 45s.
Okay.
The 45 record.
The little ones. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you could get an album.
Right.
And later on, as things progress, the music industry began to come out with the 12-inch.
The big ones.
Yeah, the 12-inch record. And what the 12-inch record was, it was just an extended version of the original record. And that even played a big role in the music entertainment, because the question was then, how do you get that record to play so long? It was a 12-inch is what it was.
Oh, okay.
Okay, if you could not find the 12-inch during that time, you bought 2 45s of the same version. And you would begin to shift from side to side. Now, the first mixing board that I ever bought was a Newmark. It was about the size of a laptop computer. And I graduated from that. I went to Bibb Music Company in Macon, Georgia, they had now come out with a suitcase. It was about the size of a suitcase. And in that suitcase, it consisted of 2 turntables, a mixing strip, and I purchased one. Took it to the club. My first party was a party for the CB Club. Back then, everybody had CBs in their cars. That was a big thing.
What's a CB?
CB is one of the radios that truckers use in their trucks.
Oh, okay.
And everybody who had a vehicle had a CB in their car.
Okay.
And what they wanted to do was every weekend they found somewhere to go. And during that time, I had a friend who said, "Hey man, I got a club down there. Would you like to run it?" I said, "Yes, I'll run the club." And I took myself down there and I hooked it up. And the CBs, they found out that I was down there. Man, it was unbelievable. We had people from everywhere.
That's the 3 Flag?
No, this was at the place called the Paradise.
Where city is this in?
This is in Fort Valley. It's
Okay.
located, the Paradise was located out, you know where the projects are?
Indian Oak way?
Over,
That way? Okay.
there's a road that goes all the way down there. It used to be a peach orchard, a dirt road.
Okay.
The club was at the end of that road down there. Matter of fact, it was one of the first clubs that ever existed in Fort Valley.
Wow.
But
remind you of some Idlewild stuff. Like it's an Outcast movie. They got Idlewild.
Yeah.
And it's like the setting is like in like it was later than what you talking about, but they talking about like in the 50s, and they just had like a juke joint.
Yeah.
situation.
You could say that, but I converted it.
Okay.
I converted it into a what I thought was a nice place. I took aluminum foil, lined up all the walls with aluminum foil, made it look a little elegant, and people really enjoyed it. And I had a lot of experience as far as entertainment goes. Entertainment started in my family with my father. I don't know if you're familiar with the movie called The Jerk.
Okay.
You ever heard of The Jerk?
I've heard of it. I need to watch it.
His name was Steve, what's the comedian name? With the white hair. Steve. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know.
he was a star in the movie. And this movie was about, it started out with a lot of black people on the porch playing instruments. And the first time I seen that movie, it was like, if that ain't my house when I was growing up, I don't know what you call it.
Okay.
My father played instruments. My father played every instrument that you could name. I'm gonna tell you some things. He played a jew harp. If you familiar with a jew harp?
No.
A jew harp is an instrument that you put in your mouth between your teeth, and it has a little tin clip on it. You actually got to play it like you're playing a guitar.
Okay.
He played trumpet, and one day he came home. He brought home a bass guitar. You seen the bass guitar that stands on the floor? And can you imagine what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like
The big one.
is it the cello?
Yeah, well, anyway, he played that. We thought it was his, but he was good enough that people who own string instruments would bring it to him for him to tune their guitars. Now, on the Saturdays, we had a guy to come down with a tin tub. We had a guy to come down with a rook board. We had a guy to come down with a harmonica. We had a guy to come down. Of course, my daddy, he played guitar. And he had a first cousin Gus Gibson, he played guitar also.
Okay.
And on Saturday, me being a young boy, let's say 10, 11 years old, my front yard would be packed with people dancing in the yard on a Saturday evening. So you can imagine I had a lot of fun with music and growing up around music. And my mother, she used to sing.
Okay.
Sometimes we used to wonder, hey, where's Mama? Where's Mama? Mama is in Ohio. What Mama doing in Ohio? She and Miss Sarah gone down there to go on to a church so she can sing. That's how well she was known. Her name was Ida Gibson. My father's name was Dolphus Gibson.
Those
Anyway.
my great grandparents, y'all.
From which is your great grandparents. Anyway, that was the beginning of me being introduced to music. Now, after leaving the Paradise, I got hired at a place called the American Legion. That's where the first one started, at downtown Fort Valley, the American Legion. Downtown Fort Valley was nothing but one door to the next clubs. Must have been 10 clubs down there one time. Downtown Fort Valley, on the back street, right there where Dollar General is at now, in that area, Major's Barber Shop and all. All of those, from one corner to the other, was nothing but clubs.
For real?
You walked out of one door into another one.
Wow. In the what years was that?
This was during the 1970.
Okay.
And I went down, took my system down. Everybody else was doing good. The clubs were. I took my system down, hooked it up for the American Legion, took over. Had the crowd. No questions about it. Now, American Legion has gotten too big downtown for this events to take place. They decided that they wanted to do something else. They went out and purchased a club which was white owned during that time. It was called Lake Henry, was the name of the club. It's located 4 miles outside of Fort Valley, between Roberta and Fort Valley. It was a very nice place. You know, we like, whoa, we got this out here? I'm like, okay. I went in. Deborah McGee was having her birthday party, her 18th birthday party. Her family, who was one of the owners, her daddy was one of the owners, she talked to him into letting me come out and play for that party. I never like to go out anywhere half-stepping. I went and bought a CS800 amplifier. This is just for this party. I bought a CS800 amplifier. I bought 2 PVSPs, if you're familiar with those.
What's the SP?
That was the name. That's the series of the speakers.
Okay.
With the big bottom and the big horn on top.
Okay.
That's a PVSP. Man, I hooked that thing up. We talking about some young people. You could not even see the floor. That's how many people were out there partying. Mind you, I was one of the first black salesmen that Coca-Cola ever hired, because that was during the time of affirmative action. And I had been with Coca-Cola. As a matter of fact, I retired from Coca-Cola also. I had been with Coca-Cola some 20-something years. And then I began to believe in myself. Hey, you working for somebody, get good at what you do. I quit the job, Coca-Cola. The club made a deal with me that, look, you won't lose now a dime as far as money goes. We will pay you just to become a permanent DJ here at our club. They named the club Three Flags. It was one of the most popular clubs within, man, whole state of Georgia used to come there.
Wow.
Three Flags.
So
And
they turned the Legion to Three Flags? It was a Legion at first?
well, what it
moved.
is,
Okay.
when they left
Downtown.
downtown, that's where they moved the charter to.
Okay.
They moved the charter to the new club.
Okay.
But they gave the club a name, and the name of it was Three Flags. And I got a chance to become a real superstar
Wow.
out there.
Because because it's funny because you led up to it. I'm glad how you led up to it because I always thought Three Flags was one of the. I thought it was like the first place you had to get your repetition off.
No. I started early, and
Wow.
I first started for myself. Then I started for working for somebody else.
Oh, wow.
And the experience that I had out at Three Flags, we were listening to James Brown just a while ago.
Right.
I had a chance to work with James Brown.
Tell us about that, please. Tell us about the whole day. Just give us a little 5-minute story about the beginning of the day, when he pulled up, and when the show happened. Just everything.
Okay, the way that James Brown came into the picture, I know that everybody's familiar with the late great Otis Redding.
Right.
Otis Redding had a brother. His name was Roger Redding.
Okay.
Roger Redding was one of the biggest promoters that there was during that time. Roger had the connections with all of the big time stars because through his brother Otis Redding.
Wow. Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, CJ.
Who was that?
That would be
Okay.
Otis Redding's son. Remember
Okay.
Tremaine used to work with him?
Okay.
You remember?
I slightly. But
Okay.
okay. I didn't know
They used to do some things together.
that. Okay.
I think I got it right. CJ, AJ, but if you ever see this, you know what I'm
Is it
talking
AJ?
about. A,
I don't know though.
but
I don't know.
anyway. Roger would keep once a month an artist coming to the club.
Wow.
I got a chance to work with James Brown. I got a chance to work with Bobby Blue Bland. Got a chance to work with Laddie Moe. Got a chance to work with Tyrone Davis. Got a chance to work with Clarence Carter. Work with Candace Statham. I work with so many different artists out there. And when I say I work with them, when they done their intermission, I was the DJ between their breaks.
What? Okay.
I mean, we would go from people sitting down, listening and looking at the artist and do his thing, as when I turned on the sound system, you couldn't even get on the dance floor. And that club went from one dance floor in the beginning to 3 dance floors in the end.
Wow.
They figured out that this one dance floor is not going to handle everything that takes place out of this club.
Okay.
They brought in some carpenters. They built this second dance floor. That lasted about 3 weeks. After that second dance floor was built, they said, wow, we still don't have enough room. So we had 3 levels of floors.
What?
That people actually filled up dancing. And as they grew, I grew. Every section opened up, I bought another set of speakers for that section.
What?
When the last section opened up, I bought another set of speakers for that one. But all of this stuff was my personal equipment.
That's what they mean by investing in yourself too.
Right. I would not allow them to invest into my equipment.
Because you couldn't take it with you?
No.
If you needed to?
No.
Okay.
Because I wasn't going to be playing about my pay. You're not going to say, well, we got some of this. No. You don't own nothing here. When I get ready to walk out that door,
Yeah.
I can go. And I worked with that because I felt like I was a hot commodity. If you don't want me, brothers begging for me.
Yeah.
But it worked out. The club was open for 11 years, and for 11 years I was the house DJ.
So just take us back to the James Brown story though. So they got there. You chopped it up with James Brown before the show.
Oh well, James Brown. Well, we had graduated when James Brown came out. The first time he came out, they got a bulldozer, and they brought out there. This bulldozer cut like a football stadium.
Okay.
Out there.
Oh.
And they built a stage right in the middle of it. I think that stadium would hold something like about maybe 600 people.
Okay.
That could come out there and just sit around.
Okay.
But when we had James Brown out there, we invited the United States Air Force out there, Roberts Air Force Base. They came out. We told them, bring your tents with you, because you're going to be here the whole weekend. You know, like, man, that ain't going to... What are y'all doing? Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, they couldn't even find no way to put tents up at. That's how many was out there. That's how the Air Force spent their weekend of fun out there.
Wow.
And they moved me out of the club to come out where James Brown was on the stage out there. And as a matter of fact, I got a chance to bring him on one time.
Oh yeah?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh, you brought James Brown on.
Brought him on.
My granddaddy brought James Brown on.
You know, like, hey, give us like every artist that came out. Hey, tell the DJ to bring us on. Tell the DJ to bring us on, you know. And his man who they would have, I'm like, hey man, I don't know what to say about your artist. Just say TK Records, you know. I guess you heard of that.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
One of his record companies he was on?
That was a record company.
Okay.
It said TK Company, you know his name and everything.
Okay.
And bring his hottest record out. All right, give me a drink of liquor. I can do it.
Okay.
Drink of liquor, I can do it.
Man.
So I would do it. And I made it work. And it was just a great experience to have had that experience, to do that. Now
can you? I didn't mean to interrupt you. Just give me. Can you give me like a year?
A year?
A year. What year
All
is
of
that?
this took. I started out there probably in 1972, up until when the Brown Derby first opened.
Which is what? 80.
I was there for 11 years.
Okay.
Okay. At one club.
Wow.
I was in the DJ business for 33 years.
Okay.
And I only worked at 3 clubs. I wasn't worried about where my money was going to come from.
Okay.
I didn't have to go out searching for no clubs to work in. They hired me permanent when I got there. The only reason that I would leave is that you'd have done something to make me leave. Okay? But then I only did it mostly at 2 clubs. That was 3 Flags and the Brown Derby Lounge.
Okay.
And that's why I am so appreciative for the people of Fort Valley. I must say, the people of Fort Valley, when I was going out on my own to become a DJ, one thing that the people of Fort Valley done, they took $5, $10, $15 of their weekly salary and supported me every weekend with their hard-earned money. I was their fun time. They made it possible for me to support my family, for me to pay my mortgage. I was taken care of. And that's why, Fort Valley, I love you to this day, and I'll never forget you. And anything I can do for the people of Fort Valley, holler at me. You know Candyman love you, and I know y'all love me, so we good to go with that. Now,
That's good.
where would you like to go?
Okay. Hey man, that's that's good, man. So okay. So
Let me
okay.
remind you of this. I was not a standalone. There were two people who worked with me during my career, my DJ career. His name was Cleve Solomon, and of course everybody know the big man, which is Mr. Marvin Crafter. He's dead and gone now, but that was my true friend. Marvin Crafter was a young man clocking in about 410 pounds. And when he danced, it was just like looking at an ocean. I am serious. But he could dance. You've seen the video.
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna try to put some of the
You need
clips
to put a
in
clip
there.
in there.
Yeah. Okay.
He was my everything. I got sick once. The show went on. I'm in the hospital. Mr. Marvin Crafter took it off. And this is how your uncle came into the business.
Okay.
DJ Tremaine.
Okay.
DJ Tremaine was living over. His parents and I, we were divorced. Tremaine would come over to my house every weekend. And he wasn't doing very well in school at that time because he was just being a young boy.
Right.
And I found out something that he was interested in. He was interested in being a DJ. He wanted to be like his daddy.
Right.
I gave him 2 turntables and an amplifier and a speaker. I put him in a closet in the back room back there. And he worked with that thing every weekend. And he didn't know that I was listening to him. I would go in there with him every now and then. I think I might have told you the same thing during some of your experience. You don't bring no dead air into my party. And what I mean by dead air, this music never stops. So don't be up there looking for nothing
Okay.
while my crowd is leaving. Okay? Get the dead air out. That's one thing that I express. Another thing that I express is that, and it's happening these days, any DJ who worked with me, you did not curse on my microphone. I did not play that. No cursing, period. Because these are people out there who has wives, who should be respected, and shouldn't be called bitches while on the dance floor. That's why I did not allow it, period. Because I want these people coming back. This is my life. So I'm going to give you the best that I can give you. And everything worked out as far as that goes. And, you know, Tremaine is doing his own thing now, just like you yourself. And I must say that I'm proud of you guys, you know, for what you're doing. And I'm proud to know that you all got something from your granddaddy and your daddy, you know. And I'll say to you all, keep up the good work. Don't ever just reach for the moon because the stars are the limit. Make it go and work as long as you can while you are able to do so. You all guys have taken this thing to a whole nother level than what I was. My salary, the most I ever made was $400. And that's working from Thursday through Sunday. But $400 was a salary back in those days. Now you guys are getting $800, $900, $1,500 per year. But you need it now if you're gonna survive, you know. But that's something that has been an experience for me, and it didn't just stop there. It didn't stop there.
Right, right.
It still goes on right now.
Yes, sir.
I got a chance to work with Tremaine this summer. We done some Southern Soul.
I saw that.
If you ever seen the videos, if not, look it up.
Yep. You still going?
We went over to Albany, Georgia this summer and doing 23, and we left with pride. Everything was dead. Tremaine introduced me, and we woke it up.
Okay.
We woke it up. I think I got a name in Albany. I really do. I really do.
You do.
If you've never been on a trail ride, go on one. Visit that event. Young man, I'm sure if you were to take this to a trail ride, you could do some things. Have you ever been to one? A trail ride is, I didn't know we had so many. Black cowboys. We got some real black cowboys out there.
What?
Oh, yes.
In talking in South Georgia?
All over the country.
Okay.
Because this is what this event was about. It took place down in Fitzgerald, Georgia. Right after the hurricane had come through down in the South Georgia area.
Okay.
Man, I looked at Tremaine and Tremaine looked at me. He said, "Daddy, man, I ain't never done nothing like this before." I said, "I hadn't either." But we gonna do it.
Okay.
We had a young man to come up there. He was a black cowboy. We ain't got no cowboy music. This young man came up there to ask us, "You got an iPad?" Yeah, we got an iPad. He's up there typing. I mean, he put some music in there. You see them running around here talking about let's line dance and whatever.
Right.
Y'all don't know nothing about it till you go to a trail ride. I'm serious. You don't know nothing about no line dancing till you go to a trail ride. They came out with a record. I think that record was called the Hoppin' Chicken. I said, "Man, what the hell is the Hoppin' Chicken?" Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Have you ever seen about 1,500 people on the floor got the same step? And when they say jump, and when they jump up in the air and they come down, they're starting like horses. I'm like, wow, look at here, man. Look at here. This is something to see.
That Southern Soul is growing. It's growing.
Southern Soul is it.
Yeah, it's it.
And I remember I wouldn't ever leave the club that I was working for. But sometimes you have to get out and do favors for people.
Right.
I was asked to play for a party for a group out of Unadilla, Georgia, myself and Mr. Crafty. And it was held at Camp John Hope. You're familiar with that, right?
Right.
When we left Camp John Hope, when we left that building, that night, the man who's the maintenance man came in and said, "What in the hell did y'all do?" And we're like, "What?" There was water on the floor, inch thick.
Yeah.
That was from the sweat.
For
That
real?
the people were partying
Yeah.
out there.
Okay.
This man had to get a squeegee to get the water out the building. That's how hard they were partying out there.
That's lit.
I mean, I'm talking about, I never liked the space on my dance floor.
Oh, not right.
Never
right.
liked the space on my dance floor. And back there during that time, people knew how to party. Now, I don't understand it for the life of me.
Man, they done messed it up.
Boys on one side, girls on the other. Now we trying to figure out who wrote it. Huh?
Yeah, that's and that kind of brings me to one of my questions.
Go ahead.
And I'm not saying this will ruin it, but you saw everything happen, right? So we went through some of my questions already, but one question to where that kind of led me to. So, bam, you got the 70s, right? And then, as they're saying, we just celebrated the 50 year anniversary of hip hop. So basically, they're saying that hip hop was born in 1973. If this is the 50th year anniversary. So the question is, right? It's a question / I'm gonna make a statement that I want you to just expound upon. The growth of hip hop, the growth of the DJ leading to the birth of hip hop. Hip hop, the late 70s, the early 80s. The birth of hip hop in the early days of it. Because as they say, the people that's in hip hop now, they all say it started with a DJ. And then it got to the MCs. But it all started with the DJ. So tell us about how you saw it grow into something else.
Well, if you really, really want to know the beginning of hip hop in the South down here, it was started by Curtis Blow.
Okay.
If you find the history of it, you'll find out that he has always been known the king of rap.
Okay. Right.
Curtis Blow. One of the things that they were doing then, we had something to dance off for Christmas.
Oh yeah, the Christmas.
You remember that?
Right. The Christmas rapping song.
Christmas rapping song. That was the beginning
Okay.
of rap.
Now, so what they say is basically before rap, right? They were saying it started with the dance, and they were saying that they, just like you said earlier, they'll have a record to where they say they'll have like a James Brown beat where the beat break down. You play it on this and you just keep playing it back and forth. For 10 minutes, you'll play the same beat, the break beat. You get me? So
that came out with the 10-inch record.
Yeah, that's what you was. So basically, that's what they're saying is that's the beginning of hip hop. As far as
no. Okay. You wouldn't say the beginning of hip hop.
Okay.
When you are saying about the record just going back and forth, right?
Yeah.
That's when the technology started coming in on plastic, as where you had somebody in a studio just mixing the same record over and over again, but they began to put it on a big disc, plastic disc. Some of them were on a 45. The record may be 3 minutes and 20 seconds long. When that same record came out on disc, that record could extend 16 minutes nonstop, and you would never know the difference. But that was where your mix masters come in in the studio.
Wow.
So that's how that came about. Now, see, hip hop is just a saying for they've taken it from R&B to hip hop.
Okay.
It's just how you want to classify it. You got what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would put it in the R&B category.
Right.
When you take P. Diddy in the game, I put them in the
rap, hip hop,
rap.
Okay.
That's it. And see, when you say, if you want to be a Southern Soul DJ and you want a crowd, advertise R&B, then they know what's going on. Young people, excuse me, all young people, y'all know how to party. I mean, you're there, but you know, like I say, the ladies on one side, the men on the other.
Yeah.
Won't even dance with the ladies.
It's weird. I be in the DJ booth, so I can't comment on
Say
that.
what now?
I say I be in the DJ booth, so I can't comment.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, you know, but that's when you got something, the thing about music, if music doesn't have any, to me, I like lyrics.
Right.
I like to hear an artist say, talk about how good this lady look than to say, bitch, you got my money.
Yeah.
Makes a difference.
No, that's real.
Makes a big difference. And that's why I am following the R&B, B,
Wave.
the Southern Soul thing.
Yeah. That's good.
Because you don't hear that. What you hear from them, if you say you want to leave, go ahead on and leave. Huh? One monkey don't stop no show. Hey, ain't no argument.
Yeah.
Ain't no argument. What else would you like to know?
Okay. All right. So the 80s and when the music just I talk because that's my favorite era of music. Is like the whole Planet Rock.
Okay.
You know, that whole era. So just take us through the 80s, and then we're going to come to the 90s with the Sugar Hill and stuff. But just bring us out of the 70s into the 80s. So ain't no more 40, you don't use 45 in the 80s, do you?
One more group I forgot about, the Sugar Hill Gang.
Okay.
That when they were
Yeah.
there with Curtis Blow and all of them.
Okay.
That was the good.
Cool.
Good.
They was the beginning of rap, beginning of hip hop. Okay.
During that time.
But so they don't use, you ain't use no 45 in the 80s, did you?
No.
It had all moved to big vinyls.
They went out in the mid 70s.
Okay.
45s did.
Okay.
Matter of fact, you should have a.
I got some.
I believe
But
you do.
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the records in a minute. Okay, so tell us, take us on a little quick journey, just going through the 80s, like the Planet Rock era and all the dancing and just, is that video, where is that video at? That famous video that we have on the internet right now? With the red background and Candyman. Is that no, I'm saying, where is that Three Flags or is that the Derby?
No, that was the Derby.
That's the Derby.
That was the Derby. That was the Derby. But anyway, you can get those clips.
Right.
Now, what you take me back?
Just take us through the 80s. Like, how was the clubs?
after, see, that's what I'm saying to you.
Okay.
After the 45s were out, right?
Yeah.
We could get a 45 for like 95 cents.
Okay.
But the albums was costing like $9 and something back during those days.
Okay.
So that's why the albums were there. But you didn't want to go out there spending, you didn't need but one record off of the album.
Okay.
So why spend all of that money on an album for that one record? And you can pay 90-something cents for it.
Okay.
All right, that's how, but then after that 45 went out and the album went out, that's when they started putting the extended version.
The singles.
Singles.
Okay.
But now that one would cost you about $3. But it was good. You didn't have to worry about it. It was worth $3.
Okay.
Because what happens when you're the first one to bring it out, everybody gonna like, ooh, ain't he mixing? Nah, I ain't doing nothing.
You just letting it play.
Letting it play. Because they never heard it that long before. That's where you...
So the music, it started to get longer. The extended version started to be able to...
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
And they would take you into different...
They'd be breaking it down on some of them longer versions to where different parts of the beat.
Yeah.
They got the dance version.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's what started to pop in the 80s. Wow.
And then if you ever got one of those records, right? Bought that extended version, on the back of every one of those
acapella
version, on the back of all of them. If you pay the difference, pay attention to it.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, like I say, things are changing. Even now, vinyl went out, but vinyl is coming back. If you got some vinyl, hold on to it.
Oh, yeah?
Vinyl is coming back.
Speaking of, I knew it always would. Remember, because I always told you to keep them records. A closet full of records.
Let me tell you what. I bet you between y'all go to the store.
He got that's what they need because he got the space for him. I started with the collection notice. I got a couple James Brown records.
Hold on to them.
Okay.
Hold on to them. They're gonna be worth some money. Period.
Yes,
And
sir.
don't worry about it because of straps, because they got technology now that can take all of that out. So don't worry about the condition of it.
I've lost. I used to have a good collection that I got from here. Because when I used to come to my granddad's house, just when growing up, I used to run straight to the closet, straight to the record closet, and I spend hours going through them on the floor. You used to see what I was doing sometimes?
Yeah.
You was wondering?
Well, I wasn't wondering because they went my way.
Okay.
I was finished.
Okay.
And I knew you guys could use them, so take them.
Bro, I had this Michael Jackson. I picked out every Michael Jackson.
You were a Michael Jackson freak. And you still are a Michael Jackson freak.
I say it's a study. I say it's just a study.
Nah, you learned to dance like it. Well, you did. You learned to dance like it. You got some of his moves. I don't know what you do now. You're a big boy now.
Yeah, I'm big. But speaking of, because I used to always ask you, oh, did you meet this person? Did you meet that person? And I think I know this was a long time ago. And I was like, did you meet Michael Jackson? You was like, no. But you said, but that Billie Jean, you say that record, you say they, tell us about that. You say that is the longest playing record you ever played?
Billie Jean. No. You know Billie Jean stayed on the charts longer than any record had ever been on the chart.
For real?
That was Billie Jean.
And you saw that as a DJ too?
Oh, it was.
So when you had to,
It was on the charts, in the billboards, and that's where you begin to get albums. During the time I was working at Three Flags, there was a group out of Macon. His name is Tony Bones. The name of the group was Bone Homes and Friends. They were an awesome man. I mean, an awesome man. Tony was a leader. His wife Gloria, she was the lead singer. And Michael Jackson had come out with an album. Thriller.
okay.
Gloria called me back and said, "Why you just playing that same record off of that album? Play this, play that, play this, play that. Hell, before it was over, I just put the album on and let it go." That's how good that album was of Michael Jackson. And that's why I'm like, okay, so search your album. You probably got albums and you hear some music on those things that you never like, wow, I didn't know I had this. And this is something new to the disco world, the party world.
Wow. Okay.
So, you're in that business.
Yes, sir. What can you remember? Any other albums like that?
Oh man, there's a lot of them out there.
It is a lot of them. Like
yeah,
that.
I'm a Hamilton Bohannon guy.
I don't know who that is. Hamilton Bohannon.
Bohannon.
I gotta look them up.
Oh yeah, I'm a Hamilton Bohannon guy. And what it is, the name of it, Everybody Get on Your Feet. Mm-hmm. And it's awesome. Look it up. Look it up.
So I'm not. So how did? This is like a rhetorical question. How did you end up keeping all them records that I used to see was just from over time? When they came out, that's when you got them and you kept them.
I kept them.
Because that was a lot of records.
What it was, music was coming out, right? Mm-hmm. And I carried a suitcase. When the suitcase get full, something got to come out. So you just bring them home. And then you could always be to a point as where, man, you still got that record. When 3 or 4 people ask for that record, you go back home.
You got to bring it. I was just thinking that because I can just imagine you saying, "Oh, that old record, that's at the house."
Yeah. When you get that request, you don't let your club patrons come out asking you the same thing all over again. And the reason you don't do that, being a DJ, it ain't about you. Damn whether you like it or not. It's about that person paying that money to come in through that door. If they tell you to play a Bobby Blue Bland in the middle of your Michael Jackson, and you got two people, he didn't play it. He don't never play nothing you tell him to. Throw the damn thing on there. Shit, that's your break. I'll be back in a minute, y'all. You got me?
Okay.
But you know what you just done?
Made a
You just satisfied
satisfy the customer,
satisfy the customer.
and they might come back.
Oh, they coming back because you all right with them. It's a thing as to where
Okay.
it's called customer service.
Right.
Everything that you do in a business, especially the DJ business, is a customer service.
Okay.
It's what you do.
Cool.
And but then again, I listen to you guys. Read the crowd.
Okay.
If you, like I said earlier, if you got a crowd of people in there, you looking at them, they don't want to be cursed out. You feel me?
I do. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Now, if you got that crowd in there, everybody in there already smoking and doing the thing, hey, you can roll with that. Right? You can roll with it then.
Yeah.
Well, the man got his lady out there, and sometimes people bring their daughters out.
Right.
Can you see Daddy getting upset with the DJ and talking that noise? We had a guy go downtown one day. He's entertaining the people downtown. You know the first thing he put on the thing?
What?
Little bitty can with the kids.
That's what.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With the kids. You got to know what you're doing.
You got to read the crowd.
You got to read the crowd.
That's part of DJing to this
That
day.
is the DJ. Well, come on. Come on.
That's
Talk
real.
with me.
Okay. Okay. Man. I'm so glad because you went in a lot of places I didn't even have to go. Okay. Let's throw it back. Let's go back. Let's go back to the 1950s. Because you was born in the 50s. Yeah, you was a kid.
I'm still jittery.
Right, you was a kid. So that's what I'm saying. The 50s through the 60s. That beginning of rock and roll. Because so by the time 1970 hit, you was 20. So take us through your teenage years with the Motown, like Chuck Berry and stuff, Elvis. Like, did that have an impression on you? Okay,
Yes,
better question.
I tell you.
Okay.
What, I'm gonna tell you.
Yes, sir.
She was in the news not long ago. Her name was Brenda Lee.
Okay.
Little short white girl, about that big.
Okay.
She made her first hit record when she was 13 years old. And that record just went, she got a Grammy off of it about 2 months ago.
Okay.
She was doing my ear when I was coming up that age.
Okay.
The Beatles, during my teenage years are coming up, let's say 10 through, let's say 7 through 11.
Okay.
We didn't have any choices of what we listened to. We had to listen to what was being played on the radio because we had no black music in this area. Now, I'll bet you, all of Georgia can tell you, just mention the name, WLAC, Nashville, Tennessee. You ever heard of that? That was a radio station that was stationed in Nashville, Tennessee. It went all the way down to Florida. That was they played black music. If you didn't have a good radio to get that station, you didn't do it.
Okay.
But now, my listening to music and listening to the radio, where I was raised at, I was raised in like what you call the houses were 3 feet apart. And our neighbor, right? He had a radio. He used to turn it real loud.
Okay.
And it was right by my window.
Okay.
So So I could listen to that radio all night long. Because we didn't have one.
Okay.
So, you know, that's how I got a chance to experience about all the music that's out
The
there.
music when you was growing up. That's
Yeah,
good.
I heard one out. But now, down south here, Brenda Lee, the Beatles,
Okay.
the Beach Boys. That's what you had to.
You had to hear it.
You had to hear that. You had to hear it.
Now, when did you discover that there was a lot of black musicians that was out there too?
Ran that record, Mohawk. WLAC, Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I used to get a chance to hear the what you call it, the over in Alabama, down in the what's that? It's the music they got over in Alabama.
Like just the country western,
No,
the rock and roll.
No, the black.
Okay, the black stuff.
What is it?
You said not the juke joints type stuff.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad used to play John Henry was a little baby.
The blues, the blues, down home blues type stuff.
Well, that was kind of music that they played, right?
Yeah.
And they would go to fish fries all over town.
Okay.
And what they did at the fish fries, right? Everybody used to have one.
Okay.
That's when the lady get over there, she started cooking fish and she sell sandwiches all night. Had a little liquor on the side you could buy. Outside club is what it was.
Okay.
And I used to go to all of them with my daddy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He used to play, had a guitar. He used to be there to play.
Nah.
Okay.
I went with a purpose.
Okay.
I could dance.
Oh.
I had so many quarters thrown at me, it was ridiculous. I could dance. My oldest brother used to get me every Friday
Okay.
and take me around the store called Mr. Tommy Davis around there.
Yeah.
Man, I live out there with a pocket full of money, dancing.
Okay.
You know, that's how I came up, you know,
Okay.
with the music thing. With the music
Pretty
thing.
good. That's good. Okay. Man, very interesting. I just watched Cadillac Records this morning. That's what kind of made me want to think about that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now we went through the 80s, went through the 70s, went through the 60s. Let's jump up to the 90s. And
Out of business.
You out of business?
Out of business.
But okay. What about the club? The Sugar Hill.
I quit.
Okay.
I think it was. I quit in '85. What is it?
For real?
Yeah.
But you came back.
Tremaine been there 25 years now, right?
Okay.
Okay. I quit 25 years ago. Count back.
Okay.
When I say quit. You know, that's it.
But you decided to get into the club business a little bit.
I did the club business because my brother owned that place out there, right?
Right.
And he passed suddenly. And my brother and I, we kept it going. And I'm like, oh man, this is nice, you know, but I'm so glad when it closed. Because it was getting crazy. I'm just telling the truth.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel
I
you.
was ready to come home
I see.
without anybody else's problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, put my time in. I'm finished with it now.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that. So, which fast forward us to today, and like I said, the beginning of my DJ career kind of started here, looking through records and stuff, and then just like the parties the family gatherings that we used to have, and just hearing all the different music, that kind of opened me up to being a DJ. We just talk about me for just 1 minute. I don't want to stay on me, but when did you realize that I might be a DJ one day?
Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Everybody can't play for me.
Okay.
When I want to get on
Yeah.
the microphone,
Okay.
I got two guys that I know of can play for me.
Okay.
That's you and Tremaine.
Okay. Thank
Because
you.
y'all know what I do.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So, you're in the mix, big time.
Okay. Thank you.
Big time.
Appreciate that.
And you're good at what you do.
Yes, sir.
If I can keep you just focused on one level.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, brother, we had the old folk party. Don't throw that in there.
Don't throw it in. Okay.
Don't throw that in there.
Don't throw it in there. Okay. Now I know then.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
used to think it was cool just to throw one
No,
in
no,
there.
no,
Okay.
no. Like I told you, this ain't your party.
Okay.
I always remember, this ain't your party.
You're right.
These people paying you to do something, not what you want to do.
Okay.
So, you keep a job like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Like I said, so you basically already answered these questions, so I'm just finna just be kind of just doubling back. And I don't know if y'all missed it, but my grandfather right here, Candyman, he was one of the first people to bring 2 turntables to the South. Or like, so was that to the South, or was that like to the people that was around, like who you knew, or was it other people who wanted to do that?
Atlanta didn't have it, the radio station didn't have it, it wasn't happening. I just said it like that. Because you have no reason to leave Atlanta to come to Roberta to a club.
Yeah.
Something must be happening down there.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's where I felt about it.
Yeah, no, that's real, and I'm proud of that though. So that's why I want to highlight that. Now you also had a chance to. You said you had a chance to DJ at Dick Gregory's.
Yeah.
Banquet.
Yes, it was not. He was a speaker there.
Okay.
It was at a Black Rose Ball. My cousin Johnny, Johnny, up there, he was over the entertainment.
Okay.
And he hired us to come up. And Dick Gregory was the speaker.
Wow.
And we got a chance to do the music during that event. I even took some photos.
Yeah, you did.
Think you've seen it.
I did see it. I want to see if I can find it now so I can put it in this clip.
You
know where it is?
No, I think you got it.
I don't have it. Not the physical copy. I don't have the physical version.
Well, I have to look that up.
Okay.
I have to look that one up. Yeah, I got a chance to deal with him.
Okay. Now, this is just like a random question, how many DJs do you think were using 2 turntables during that time?
How many do I think was?
How many? Probably, yeah, like.
Well, after I came out with it, of course, everybody else went to getting hip, right?
Okay.
But the party had already got started. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The party had already got started.
Wow.
So, I really didn't. I had to keep up with what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Stay on top of it.
Okay.
They came out with them. Everybody who goes out, you got a lot of DJs. You got a lot of them. And I respect each and every one of them. But, if you don't know how to put yourself into it and put yourself into what you're doing, you got to feel who you're working for.
Right.
Huh?
No, that's real.
Don't ever go into anybody's party giving your best. Let the people come in and sit down and have a drink and do whatever they gonna do. Find you something that you don't want nobody to dance off, but it's good enough to listen to. You feel me?
Build them up. Don't just throw it all at them at the same time.
Don't throw all at them at them one time, because some people come out to talk. You feel me? That's why you always get to your venue early enough to do that.
Right.
Because if you get in there at the last minute, you're already late. The only thing you can do is go to work. You feel me? And then when people going to come to a venue, and the venue don't really start to bringing in business to about 10 o'clock,
Right.
be there at least by 8 with music on and working. And working. And what happens there is that clubs are based on cars, believe it or not.
Okay.
Huh?
How's that?
Own one and look at the one and watch them ride all night long. They're going to come to your venue. Ain't nobody here.
Oh, okay.
You got what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
They're going to turn around.
The more cars they see.
and go somewhere else.
Okay.
They're gonna ride every club around just to see
Okay.
where the cars are. Cars means that they're
People.
people. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So what you do, that's why you are there early, to get that early crowd. That's your car starter. You got what I'm saying? That starts your cars. Now when that individual out circling around the first time, you know what he gonna say? If you got 15 cars out there, you know what he say?
What you say?
Why they gonna be here tonight?
Okay.
They're already here. They're here early. They're here early. It's a lot. It's working that, and it's
Yeah, that's strategic.
yeah, you know.
Man.
And then what you do, you get somebody come in. I don't play no blues. Marvin Crafter, I had a jazz man. The jazz man, Billy Dukas, he would come in at 6 o'clock. 8 o'clock, the blues man would come in, which was Mr. Marvin Crafter.
Okay.
I go up there and do a little bit at 10 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, let's go to work. Let's go to work. But 11 o'clock, it's time to go to work. Club full now. Nobody want to hit no more blues. They want some Planet Rock. They want some everything else that's out there.
Did you went through the Parliament to the Funkadelic era?
Yeah, that was the first ones out.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Bootsy Collins.
Right.
Remember I told you that was
You
one
did
of my
say that.
first records.
Okay.
Tear the roof off the sucker, Teddy.
Wow, man.
That was them.
We want the funk.
Yeah. Yeah. That was that. They was a new birth.
Okay.
Hey, man, please. Please.
Man, I wish.
Janis Joplin.
Okay.
See, we used to do all that.
Okay.
Because that's what was out there then.
Yeah. Man, that's great, man. I don't know where else you want to go with it, because we did it. We went everywhere.
Yeah.
We went everywhere. So what would you say to the?
You can edit this. You ain't been talking to the
I know
telephone
that,
now.
I know, we about good. Oh yeah, and it's almost his time. He only got, we only got 15 more minutes left with the.
Okay, you sum it up.
Yeah, so this has been great. This has been one of my dream come true. This has been one of my goals that I set out to do, and I finally did it. Got an interview with my grandfather, so I'm good. What would you say to the newer DJs out there who just now coming into DJ? They don't have all this rich history like I got. What would you say to somebody that's new and they just now starting off as a DJ, but they might have a little emotion or whatever? Give them what kind of jewels would you give that type of DJ?
Know what you want to do before you get even started in the game. Before you even get started. Because I have got a chance to see newer DJs come out, and I say, you won't last a week.
Okay.
You won't last a week. First of all, you don't know what you're doing. You feel me? But now you can take another man DJ that same age, right? And sit him beside them. He go in there and go to work. And you know what he's doing?
What?
He working for the boss.
Whoever hired him.
Whoever hired him. If the boss said, this is what I want in my place, and he go in there and he do just what that boss want, now when you get it established good, you don't just do it yourself. You know, hey man, I think I can pump it up a little bit. You know, we're getting a different kind of crowd in there. Well, we got a crowd. You got me? And then when your crowd started to change, and that's when you and the boss get together and say, hey, we need to pump it up a little bit. We got to,
Keep them in
it takes time for that though.
Okay. It does, doesn't it? It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes time for that. This man ain't finna change his place overnight. He ain't gonna do it. And see, that's where maturity come in at. Start early, get your crowd, read your cars, read your people. And I was never off a weekend in 32 years. Never had a weekend off.
That's real. That's some real DJing right there.
Never had a weekend off. And I invested enough in my system as where I never lost sound. Never lost sound. If the sound was lost, that means that the building was shut down. I wired up that kind of way. I did what you call tri-amping. I had enough amplifiers to do it. When one shut off, another one comes on. So that's why I never lost sound. But I was able to correct it because I knew my shit. Wires most of the time. Just a little wire. But anyway, you can end this.
Hey man. What you think about the new type of speakers that don't even need a wire?
I love it.
You do?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Quality.
You think that quality sound good?
Oh, what did you just ask
Well,
me?
compare-
I want you to think about that.
Compared to because a lot of people say what you prefer, digital or analog, and so this stuff right here is considered digital. Which one would you say sound better?
Analog is
Okay.
what?
With the chords.
Oh yeah, Oh, she said it.
Okay. Okay. It's old. Okay.
Oh, what you hear behind you back there?
The digital, huh? It's Bluetooth.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. I just took a system out of here.
Okay.
A Bose, right?
Right.
So I can go digital. You feel me? I want to hear what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's good. I'm trying to think, hey man, because hey, we could go on forever.
I know.
So what about also? Okay, talk to me just a little bit about speaking on the mic as a DJ. How did you evolve from just playing the records into being able to caption the people through your voice also?
Hell, I'm out here partying just like you.
Okay.
Yeah, you feel me? Okay. I just got the biggest mouth.
Okay.
That's it. I'm partying just like you.
That's
Hell,
good.
if I was out there on that dance floor, dancing, you hear the same thing.
Okay.
I come to party.
Wow.
I don't
Okay.
mind talking to you. I don't mind sharing with you. Hell, if that tell that lady she pretty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Right.
woo, girl. Yeah, everyone lady, and I think you're talking to them.
Okay. That's right.
But you working.
Right.
You working.
So
You know what's wrong? What's wrong with telling the lady she looking good?
nothing.
Thank you. Ain't that right, man?
Now, how did you get the name? How did you decide on the name Candyman?
You know what? I'm gonna answer this, and I'm gonna be through.
Okay.
You probably heard Tremaine talking.
Turn it down. Them lights. Okay.
You probably heard Tremaine talking about it. I went down there in Albany, and somebody was recording me. They said, "Hey, how did you get the name Candyman?" I said, "Sugar Daddy lasts a long time."
They ain't ready for that line. Hey, they ain't ready for that
But
line.
no.
Okay.
If you know what I'm talking about, then you understand what I'm saying.
It's a candy, right?
It was a piece of candy called a Sugar Daddy.
Right.
You could pay a nickel for that piece of candy, and that candy would last you 3 days.
For real, golly.
You know what I'm talking about? It would last 3 days.
Okay.
So, hey, that's the explanation.
That's good.
It ain't perverted. You know what I'm saying?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So shit, if I'm gonna be a piece of candy, let me be a long lasting one.
That right.
Get out.
Hey man, on that note, matter of fact, hey y'all, this is the last couple hours of 2023. It is New Year's Eve right now, so we're gonna get our evening wrapped up, man. We're gonna bring 2024 in the right way. So that's what we doing. That's what we got going on. I got that bottle. I meant to pop the bottle on camera, but it's all right. I'm gonna save it for after camera. Granddaddy, appreciate you, man.
Oh
Thank you.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Anytime, son.
Yes, sir.
Love you, young man.
Love you too.
Love you. Love you.
All right, all right. And
Okay, sweetheart.
that's been another episode. You know,
All right.
in the mix with
All right.
DJ Who, fooling at the Fault Shop, man. We doing all that. Lawrence Ray, what's happening, man?
Okay, yeah.